Today on NTV, we'll learn about a new piece of cutting-edge technology.
We'll see how teachers react to popular apps.
And we'll see what it was like for one North Secretary to grow up in England.
All this and more next on NTV.
Hi, I'm Joel Griffin.
And I'm Chelsea Patterson.
3D printers are a new and exciting innovation that can revolutionize a number of fields, from art to medical science. McKinney North is one of a small number of schools fortunate enough to have one of these devices in our building. Julian Esparza with the story.
Students in Coach Rentoul's classes are getting some real-world engineering experience thanks to a 3D printer. For those who don't know, a 3D printer does exactly what it sounds like it would do. It creates 3D objects out of 2D models. Coach Rentoul says students in all of his classes get to use the technology.
We primarily use it in the Intro to Engineering Design class. In Principles of Engineering, we can use it for modeling some of the simple levers and objects that we use to build larger projects in Principles. A little bit less in digital electronics unless we're building parts and pieces for some of our robots that we're capable of doing.
Some students already knew a bit about 3D printing technology before taking the class. They were especially excited that they'd get the opportunity to use such advanced technology in school.
Just being able to take a model and print it out and poof, it's there. It's pretty awesome.
I was excited because I want to eventually become into making 3D printers and doing stuff with 3D printers, so I was extremely excited.
The process of creating a 3D object with the printer is pretty involved.
You first have to take it into Inventor. You take the Inventor, you open up a part file, and you design it in the part file. You start with a 2D sketch, you start extruding, adding different things depending on what you need and don't need.
Then you export it into an STL format and send it to Coach's computer, which he has the driver for the printing software on. Then you have to insert plastic and the printer prints it.
But having to go through all those steps hasn't deterred students from making many objects on the printer.
So this is a cone that we've made for the Rocket Club, trying to build a qualifying rocket. What we did is I modeled a cone by drawing a side view of half of it and then using a revolve feature in Inventor to make it a little circle here.
With so many things being created, mistakes will inevitably be made.
There have been many mistakes with the size of the cone for the rockets during Rocket Club, and also lots of times the printer can make a mistake of its own, and you can see here.
We miscalculated one time on a rocket part, and it came out so the two parts wouldn't fit together. So we had to shave the pieces off and then correct the design later.
But Coach Rentoul says that mistakes at this stage are actually a good thing.
At the end of the day, it's a lot less expensive to model it in a plastic material. Let's say if this were made out of titanium or some other exotic material, it's a lot less expensive to make mistakes here than it is on the actual material.
If you're interested in finding out more about Coach Rentoul's classes and the 3D printer, find him in room G101. This is Julian Esparza for NTV.
Whether it's 2048 or Flappy Bird, there's always a new app that has the teenage world abuzz. But how would the teachers and administrators fair play these small screen games? Let's find out.
Okay. I don't know, I don't like touchscreen, I told you that.
Okay, dude. Oh, wait, hold on, dude, you can't do that. That is horrible.
This is ridiculous.
Okay, why was it day won't go? Now it's not. Oh, I can't even get past the first one. See, stuff like this does not thrill me because I am like stressing out. And now I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm getting through this first hole.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Can you show us your phone?
My phone is the Rumor Touch S with full keyboard. I don't like touchscreen. It bothers my fingers. It makes me feel weird. That's why I don't like. This game that you're forcing me to play. Torture. I don't understand the point. Is this to strengthen my thumb? Like, what's the point of the game? And I don't know where the game went. So could you find it for me?
Who plays this game? I want to know who plays this game. Oh, I made it over it. That's all I'm doing. I'm done.
And do you think this game has any strategy?
Well, I think this does have strategy. I'm not sure I've got the strategy, but I think it does have strategy. Ha ha! Shoot! Boom! Whew. Man! All right. Boom! Yeah, I might download that one. I thought that one might have some math principles as far as angles, different angles that you have to get your little device.
So what you're gonna do is click time attack.
Okay, but this makes me really nervous. 3, 2. Oh my gosh, I really. Oh, this makes me so nervous.
Tap, 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 tap.
Okay.
Can I go as slow as I want?
I guess, but the point of the game is to go fast.
Well, yeah, that's the point of the game, but I don't understand what this game is teaching me to do. I'm not learning anything from this game. Man.
These squares aren't big enough.
Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at. Never mind.
Have you finished it?
Finished what?
Oh, you're going fast.
Woo! Look at that, 12 seconds.
Let me just tell you this. I have my fingernail broke. If I would have had my fingernails on, it would have been more difficult.
I think last time you had like 24, right?
What I have this time?
18.
Well, I didn't take my Geritol today.
But it stresses me because when you touch it, what is that comes up when you touch it? When you touch that black tile, something comes up and I'm like, what is that? I'm trying to see what it is and I'm missing what's coming next.
At least like Atari and Nintendo took like strategy.
But you've got to have a little eye-hand coordination, and you've got to move quickly. Now, for older people, that gets to be a problem.
Would you purchase that game or?
No,
Man.
Okay.
Boom!
In our When I Was 17 series, we've covered a number of decades and areas, but only one country. This week, we'll go across the pond to learn what it was like for House Secretary Mrs. Day. Mills Chaikin and Chandler Duran have the story.
I graduated in 1978 from Reek Valley College in Syston, Leicestershire, in England.
In England, course selections are dictated more by students' career aspirations than by government standards.
When I got to high school level, if we weren't going to go into something that required like trigonometry or calculus, then we were allowed to take a business course in math and a personal class of math, so you could look after your own bank statements. And what I wanted to do, I didn't need pre-calculus for. So that was the biggest thing, thank goodness, because I would not have passed.
Graduation ceremonies in the U.S. are a standard part of the education process, but Miss Day says that graduating in England is pretty unceremonious.
I actually left school as soon as I'd finished my exams, which was in May, went straight out and got a job. There was no diploma. My proof of going to school are the exams that I took. There's no college ring, no school ring, no graduation, there's no formality. It's like, okay, I've finished, I'm gone, bye. And it's kind of sad, really, that there isn't that over there.
Even though her graduation would turn out to be unremarkable, she was still determined to be involved in her school's community. Miss Day names a few of the ways she was active in her high school environment.
Swimming and the cookery group, and I also ran the disco
Can you talk some more about that?
When we were at school, we were allowed to do school dances, and we had to raise the money to get the DJs to come in. And we couldn't. I mean, the DJs were expensive and we didn't get anybody. So myself and a friend, Karen Dexter, said, well, we'll do it. We had so much fun. We actually got front page news in the Leicester Mercury. We did a dance-a-thon, for want of a better word, for children with special needs. And we danced for 24 hours.
It's evident that music was a very important part of Miss Day's life. She was interested in mainstream music such as soul and rock, but she also had more unusual tastes.
I also like big band music, and I always have. Really? But you never told your Led Zeppelin or your Deep Pink Floyd or whoever friends you were with that you actually liked to listen to Glenn Miller's Little Brown Jug. You didn't admit that. And I wish I had have done, because now, as I say, I know some of them still, and they also had different tastes in music. So you should always say what you really think.
Even living in England, receiving her first car was an important milestone.
Because it meant that I was mobile. I didn't have to catch a bus. Public transport's huge in England. You can get on a bus virtually anywhere and go all over the place.
Though she had other means of transportation, Miss Day was still excited when she got her driver's license.
My dad told me that if I passed my driving test, he would pay for the insurance on the car. I had to pay for all my driving lessons. So if I hadn't have passed, he wouldn't have been out of pocket. But it made me succeed, and I passed first time.
Next time on When I Was 17, we'll feature our own NTV advisor, Miss Shelton. This has been Mills Chaikin and Chandler Duran with NTV.
Prom is fast approaching, and promposals are happening left and right. If you could ask anyone to prom, who would it be?
If I could take anyone to prom, it would be Betty White.
George Clooney.
Okay.
I would go with Drake.
I'd probably take Somo to prom. Definitely Chris Pine, but I'd probably take my husband Lon.
Well, when I was your age, it would have been Leonardo DiCaprio. He was in Titanic, and that was awesome. And actually, he was still pretty hot, so I would take him still.
Probably Mr. Borland.
If I could take anybody, it would be Liam Hemsworth. He's sexy, and he got an accent. He's just beautiful.
Definitely Harry Styles. Definitely Niall Horan.
If I could take anybody to prom, I would take Kate Upton. She's fun.
I'd take Carrie Hilson's fine, so.
Take anybody to prom would probably be Josh Lane.
Well, Joel, if you could take anyone to prom, who would it be?
I would have to say Abby Arnold. Will you go to prom with me, Abby?
Say yes. That's all we have for you this week.
Follow us on Twitter at MNHSNTV.
Thanks for watching.
And have a great weekend, Bulldogs. In our When I Was 7...
Okay.
I don't know why it just froze like that.
Left and right. Sorry, guys. I forgot. Sorry. Okay. Don't make fun of me. Okay. Now I just forgot my line. I feel so bad always. I always feel bad. From cell phones to tablets. It sounded bad anyway. I knew I was gonna have to start over.